have here today with us David Bowles from Atlantic Packaging. Thanks for your time.
Pleasure to be here.
It's great that you're at Paper Week this year for the 100th anniversary. What does the theme of the anniversary mean to a company like yours, Innovation in Motion? What does it mean to Atlantic?
Well, I think a lot of companies are using innovation as part of their strategic banter. We've been, in fact, using it for quite some time in the container board business. We did a pretty exhaustive study of the industry 3 years ago, and we felt that our market was being underserved in general by the North American container board producers. And so we saw a real opportunity to use innovation as a launch pad to distinguish ourselves to some extent in our growth plans.
And what innovations drive your business today, or since these 3 years ago?
Well, certainly being in a paper conference, we're doing some interesting things over at our new mill startup, which I presume we'll get into a little bit later. But I do want to be clear, though, that innovation we kind of divide it into two. There's small eye innovation and large eye innovation. Some of the large eye innovation could be some of the things that we're doing in our new Whitby plant. The small eye innovation could be things related to creative packaging design, vendor management, or VMI types of solutions, those types of things that end up saving a customer money. It's adding value and trying to distinguish yourself from your competitors in a way in which it helps your customer base.
So all innovations are worthy, I suppose, but some, like you say, are maybe more capital intensive than others. Can you tell us about the Whitby case?
Well, I might also add that, although this is an international conference, I believe you've got a number of American representatives here.
Europeans.
And Europeans. For us in Canada, it's particularly important that we utilize innovation in whatever manufacturing base we have left in this country, to use that as a basis to differentiate ourselves from our American competitors. Because if you are going to be successful in North America, you have to be competitive on a North American basis. And if you attempt to compete with the larger American firms with a Me Too strategy, that's a recipe for failure, in my view.
We hear that the Whitby mill is a showcase for a disruptive technology capable of producing low basis weights, lighter paper, that is, with sustainability and strain characteristics. Of course, there are many of these characteristics, but what are like the two main ones that you would think of, or that drive competitiveness in North America?
Well, the first thing I'd like to correct is it's not. I wouldn't describe it as a lightweight mill. It does produce lighter weight substrates. That's true.
Lighter.
But at the end of the day, this is about making packaging with less material. And we think we have that capability. A lot of this has been looking across the pond over to what's happening over in Europe. And I think they're much further ahead with all issues related to sustainability. So we're adapting some of those technologies. But the thing that's kind of different in North America as a recycled container board manufacturer is that our source of fiber, of course, is North American OCC, where a substantial percentage of our fiber base is still virgin grade material. So we have a stronger raw material with which to use European type technologies. So it's quite different than what anyone's doing in the world, really.
But lighter packaging is certainly a trend, and you see this moving to North America.
I do think there's resistance, certainly among some of the majors in North America. And I think within that context, that represents an opportunity for a Canadian-based company. Sometimes there's a challenge being a Canadian-based company. There's advantages and there's disadvantages. And the one advantage that I would say is that we have a pretty good piece of the market up here in Eastern Canada. And if you look at our customer list, it's pretty much a who's who of consumer products packaging users. And so when we bring those types of ideas to these companies and are able to have them adopted on a Canadian basis, that carries a great deal of credence to carry these ideas into the United States. So.
All right, and of course the packaging industry, we hear it over and over again here at Paper Week, is bound to a bright future, and many companies seem to have understood the message. How are new plants or reconversions, like not reconversions, but this in this case the new plant of Cascade in Niagara Falls, how is this and other such projects changing the landscape of containerboard?
Well, first of all, our company has a great deal of respect for Cascade, and we applaud their efforts. One might look at this and say, well, we're attempting to do the same thing in a different manner in one another's backyard, but ironically, we applaud it because innovation will never make sense on a scalable basis in North America unless you create enough critical mass. So while their strategy might be a little bit different than ours, maybe a little bit of a different take at it, we do believe they're trying to accomplish some of the same things perhaps that we may be doing at some point in time. And I think ultimately that's going to get people's attention, because it isn't Cascade and us that rules the roost in North America. We do in Canada. But it's others in the United States, and I think they've been reluctant to go down this path. And I think together there may be the beginning of some critical mass that could provide an interesting runway for us for the next 5 to 10 years.
Great, thank you very much for your time. Very interesting conversation. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.